Let's talk some sports, baby.
And remember, make tomorrow better than today and make today better than yesterday. And you know what we gonna do. We gonna holler at you until next time, baby.
All right, so I'm finished off with rapid reaction. A lot of topics, a little bit of time. Let's go, Jay.
All right. According to the Athletic and the Stadium, Brooklyn Nets starter Spencer Dinwiddie has suffered a partially torn ACL in his right knee. Drink, how bad is this for the Nets title hopes?
Listen, I'm not finna sit here like Dinwiddie was like a all-star or anything, but I thought he was a pretty good insulated role player, and he was in the starting lineup. And I think they was gonna tweak some things and get him, make him the star player off the bench. But I think right now it's not as bad. Let's see how his rehab go. If he be able to come back towards the mid of the season, with us playing with them playing 72 games rather than 82 games. That's 10 games you don't have for the recovery. So as long as they can get them back right before the playoffs and get them back, earlier, but a little bit after the All-Star break should be fine. I don't know. But as of right now, it's not that big of a hit to their title hopes. I mean, you still got Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, so might not be the worst thing, but at some time that depth will be an issue. The Philadelphia 76ers GM Daryl Morey was fined $50,000 for violating the NBA anti-tampering policy in response to a tweet from Morey regarding Rockets superstar James Harden. Your reaction?
It seemed like a very like light offense, and it seemed like NBA out here looked like they're trying to just go ahead and snipe Daryl Morey from across the map on Call of Duty. Like it seems pretty ridiculous. I just want to know, the NBA, they've been looking to get Daryl Morey ever since he said whatever he said about China. I'm just wondering how much of this $50K is going to China. I would like to know how much money they get out of this. Miami quarterback Derek King is foregoing the NFL draft and will return to the Hurricanes in 2021. Is that a big deal, little deal, or no deal?
Well, it was a big deal before the night, and then he want to go out here and get hurt, so it might mess around and be a no deal. But at the time, I thought, listen, it's a big deal. I'm a big component of this. When you're a team like Miami this year, or like LSU was 2 years ago, the biggest thing that you do is you try to get these seniors. These guys that play leadership roles for your team to come back another year, build some continuity, and try to start showing that this franchise can be a winning program. So I think the biggest key is the quarterback, obviously. So they brought back Darren King, and we'll see if they're able to bring back some of the other guys. But I do think it's a big deal that Manny Diaz was able to get him back, and we'll see if he can build off that. The Washington football team has released 2019 first-round pick Dwayne Haskins. Any big takeaways from that transaction?
Yeah, I think it's somewhat pretty surprising that this happened in his second year. I think this probably goes beyond the football field. I don't think Dwayne Haskins, it wasn't the ideal circumstances, his time in Washington. We know the first coach, Jay Gruden, didn't want him. In this second season, I mean, he got some playing time, but it was kind of broken. He start a game here, start a game there. But ultimately, I mean, this is about Ron Rivera. I trust Ron Rivera's judgment, and it's more than his talent on the football field. It probably speaks to some levels of immaturity and lack of professionalism. That's what I think about it. The primetime NFL action Sunday and Monday treated us to two ridiculous wide receiver performances. Packers wide receiver Devontae Adams reeled in 11 passes for 142 yards and 3 touchdowns against the Titans, while Bills wide receiver Stephon Diggs tore through the Patriots for 9 catches, 145 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Drink, who is the best wide receiver in the NFL?
I want to say both of these guys are very good. I'm not saying neither one are bad, but if I'm using the stats that was just given to me, I'll probably take Stephon Diggs' performance. Only because Devontae Adams is playing with a quarterback he's been playing with for the last 3 or 4 years. One of the best quarterbacks to do it. Stephon Diggs has came and revived the Josh Allen experiment And I gotta think as a wide receiver, it's a little harder to catch a ball from Josh Allen than it is Aaron Rodgers. I don't know. I'm not a wide receiver. That's just me spitballing. So I'm gonna go with Stephon Diggs' performance. The San Diego Padres have been active recently with trades lined up for the Tampa Bay Rays starter Blake Snell and Chicago's Cubs starter Yu Darvish. What do you make of these moves?
San Padres being aggressive. I mean, they had some aggressive moves the last offseason. They brought in Manny Machado. We know how great Fernando Tatis Jr. is at shortstop. And then now they got some front of the line starting pitching. I'm more of a I'm a much bigger fan of Blake Snell at 28 years of age. Already got a Cy Young under his belt. But Yu Darvish, he was excellent in the pandemic shortened season last year. He finished second in Cy Young, voting to Trevor Bauer. I like what the Padres are doing. This is the type of mindset you need to have when you're competing in the same division as the Los Angeles Dodgers. Memphis Grizzlies point guard Ja Morant will miss 3 to 5 weeks after suffering a grade 2 ankle sprain against the Brooklyn Nets on Monday. Do you think this injury has already ended the playoff hopes for Memphis?
I think so. Unfortunately, and the difference between what I was saying about Dinwiddie and what I'm saying about Ja Morant is the star of the Grizzlies, where Dinwiddie is not. So it would be almost the equivalent of, I don't know, like maybe Kyrie Irving getting hurt. And now you got to think, dang, do they have enough? I don't think Memphis has enough to stay competitive in the Western Conference in a division without Ja Morant. Like, I guess you lean on Jaren Jackson Jr. I just don't know where you get. He was a big part of what Memphis did. He was a big part of their success. So I'm gonna say yes. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna say yes on that. I think they might miss the playoffs because of that. Clemson football coach Dabo Swinney is standing by his coaching polls ballot where he ranked Ohio State 11th. What are your thoughts on this whole Dabo ballot situation?
Well, I guess unless you're going to, give the old mail-in ballot, election fraud scandal, then you kind of have to stick with, what you –
Dominion.
Yeah, you kind of have to stick with, what you put on the ballot. I think it's bulletin board material for Ohio State. But I think it's gamesmanship, and Dabo Swinney's proved that he's one of the best in the business. So, I don't know, baby. He's probably getting in Ryan Day's ahead just a little bit like we talked about in the last segment. Alabama wide receiver Devontae Smith is the first wide receiver to win the AP College Football Player of the Year award since that honor was established in 1998. All right, Drink, feel free to say a few words to commemorate this auspicious occasion.
You know what it is. The Golden Gazelle, Mr. Devontae Silky Smooth Smith, suction cups, the Hamburger Helper logo. Anything you want to do it, you know what it. Hey, baby. You know what I'm saying? He took it over. Listen, I want people to understand this. You know how hard it is to come to a university like Alabama, a prestige football university, and come and just take it over and be more talked about than the quarterback. That used to be the thing back in the day. But, now quarterbacks, you know what I'm saying, throwing the ball everywhere. Now, it's very hard to overshine a quarterback with today's RPO offense. But let me tell you something. Devontae did it. Even with sharing the ball with Water for 3 games. So listen, it's an honor. He's going to win that Heisman. You know what it is. He's going to win that Heisman. And, yeah, that's right. I know it sounds far-fetched that a wide receiver will win the Heisman over, 2 other quarterbacks. But it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I'm discounting the third one because I don't know. There's one guy now. I don't know if Trevor Lawrence is a Heisman finalist. I'm just saying. I don't know.
Lifetime Achievement Award.
You know what I'm saying? That's what that is. He might end up number 4 out of 4. I mean, 4 out of 4. Sorry for my other viewers. But, yeah, you know what it is. So, hey, Devontae, Golden Gazelle, you know what it is. Best player in college football. Last one. Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers is the odds-maker favorite for NFL MVP after the Packers destroyed the Titans on Sunday night. Do you think Rodgers win it all, or will the MVP go back to the Chiefs quarterback, Patrick Mahomes?
I think there's obviously some recency bias here, but I think it'll go a long way to determining who wins this award. The last moments that we saw Patrick Mahomes this season, he was, kind of struggling to defeat the woefully bad Atlanta Falcons. And then Aaron Rodgers, we saw what he did on Sunday night. He's going to get another opportunity against the Bears this weekend to, cement his season. And Mahomes could very well sit out this weekend against the Chargers. They don't have much reason to play him. And I think what we're going to see, in long term, Patrick Mahomes he's going to be looked at and treated kind of like LeBron James. Patrick Mahomes could very well win this award every season. Aaron Rodgers, though, I think he deserves this award. I think, given the supporting cast he has to work with, it's still basically a one wide receiver offense. And I think given the fact that what the Packers did in the offseason, drafting Jordan Love, I expected Aaron Rodgers to come back with a vengeance, but he's even exceeded my expectations. But yeah, I think Aaron Rodgers wins this award.
All right. That concludes today's Drink of Wisdom. I'm Cody Ward.
I'm Jay Wise.
And I'm Nathan Drinker. And remember, make tomorrow better than today and make today better than yesterday. And you know what we going to do. We're going to watch that Rose Bowl first. And we're going to holler at you until next time, baby. Roll time, baby.